Well, hello YouTube and welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to do a little something utilitarian, not super pretty, but it'll definitely be functional. I've got a gluing job where I need the glue to take up a little bit of slack space. I've got some joints on some factory made furniture that the glue's dried out, the pocket's a little bigger than it ought to be, and well, the spreaders on the chair are coming apart. So I'm going to try Gorilla Glue. And Gorilla Glue's got a real bad habit of drying out in the bottle. And what you need to do when you go to store it is make sure that you use a dry cloth to thoroughly clean that nozzle area. Put the cap back on tightly and store it upside down. And storing it upside down will keep air from getting in there. Now obviously this bottle's not designed to be held that way, so we got to build this little stand that's gonna hold our bottle upside down. I'm not worried about drip out because of this cap, so it's going to be a real simple L bracket that we're going to hang probably, well, I'll probably hang it on the side of the miter box dust hood. I'll show you that in a minute. We have a perfectly good piece of scrap 3/4 inch ply that we're going to use for this. And I think I'm going to cut 4-inch sections to make my L. Okay, I lied on the measurements a little bit. That's actually 3-inch because I want a 3-inch and then a 4-inch drop. So that's going to be 3 inches. So I'll have plenty of space in here. We don't want our hands anywhere near the blade. So I'm going to use the saw's hold down clamp. Make sure we're lined up. Make sure we're tight against the fence. And now we're locked down. Plug the saw in. And yeah, I know I should be using dust collection, but sometimes you just don't want it. Okay. Unlock it. Line it up again. Lock it down, and again, make sure you're tight against that fence. Plug the saw back in. You will notice that I unplug my miter saw between every cut when I'm setting up the cut. So I'm not using a production stop, so my hand's going to be near the blade. Absolutely no power is allowed. This way, I guarantee the saw's not going to be able to start on me accidentally. Next up, we're at the workbench. We have the two work pieces. We're going to join them like that. To do that, I've got to get them in a corner clamp so I know that we're square. Do the piece that overlaps, you want to lock down first, then get the piece that butts up there, And now I can loosen this up and adjust that depth. Now, this is yeah, it's 5/8. So we go 5/16 in, and we should have dead center. Okay. Let's go. A little hard to in this small space to adjust, but I'm gonna mark 1/2 inch in from each side. Okay, so 5/16 in, 1/2 inch in. Now I know where that's at. I'm going to do something a little unexpected here. I'm going to take this piece out, and I'm going to go make a mark. One inch in, and 1 inch in. It's a 2-inch piece of stock, and we're going to drill a 1-inch hole. And this is actually where those auger bits that I demoed on my last video come in handy. To prevent an ugly blowout on the bottom, I'm going to double up my workpiece. So the bottom piece is going to act as a, well, sacrificial scrap. Double them up, and I'm putting them in the vise. Okay, we're doubled up. Now we're going into the vise. Okay. We're back to the speed bore auger bits. There's my 1 inch. I've already drilled a hole in another sacrificial piece to test the size, and 1 inch is exactly what I need. I'm trying to put the point of the auger smack dab in the middle there. Be very careful. Okay, so we're chucked back up in our clamp. We're going to take our pilot drilling countersink, aim it right cross section of those marks. there. You'll notice, even with the marks, tends to be a little bit of variation. That's okay. So now, I'll pop this loose. Apply some glue here. Then we're going to run some screws in. My normal go-to is Titebond 3. Just a nice coat. And to be blunt, gluing this type of joint is a little bit of a moot point because I'm going cross grain to end grain. And the end grain is just going to drink up that glue. But by the same token, it's better it's there than not. And then we're back to the drywall screws because A, this isn't going to take a whole lot of weight, and B, I have the drywall screws. So be sure not to overdrive them. Okay, that's your L bracket. Now I've got to drill a couple of holes, a couple of pilots to support this. So back to the vise we go. Okay, the pilot holes are going to be just eyeballed. I mean, there's nothing super scientific about this. I'm just going to somewhere nearish the center and inboard a little bit. There we go. Real simple. Okay, I'm picking this corner because it's a little out of the way. It'll allow me to hang the bottle without a whole lot of interference. Let's put the bottle in. I want it under the top of the, there we go, under the top height of this. If it does manage to drip, it's just going to catch air. So I've pre-started the screws, and we simply run them home. Just like that. There we go. Well, there it is. That is my glue bottle hanger. You're probably wondering why I didn't attach the glue hanger to the workbench. Because, well, the workbench is where I usually put, do glue ups and things like that. To be honest with you, it was a thought. I had opted against it partially because I felt it would be in the way. Where I hung it, it's out of the way, but it's there enough for me to be able to see it, get to it easily. But it's, again, not in the way. It's not bothering anything. You can choose where you want to put it. I'm trying to use the space I've got in my shop as efficiently as possible, and that does include any vertical surfaces I can find. So, well, that's it. That's my quick and dirty glue bottle hanger, and I'm hoping that will help keep me from ruining a tube of Gorilla Glue far too fast. That stuff sets up way too fast, and it's not really cheap. So hopefully it'll do what I want it to do, and with any luck here in short order, you will be seeing me with that chair regluing project, and it's probably going to involve doing some embedding of the sawdust into the socket, because the gap is just funny. This was not made right. These were imports. It's an old set, but there were Asian imports. I think they're Chinese, but they're oak. It came from a company called Oak Crafters that went out of business here in Houston. Wow, 14, 15 years ago. So I got a good deal on them, but now I know why. All right, that's my video. That's my quick little project. You get out to your shop, you be productive, and most of all, you be blessed. I'll talk to you guys later.